This video is sponsored by Edmurls.com, where you can find answer of all your questions in simple and presentable way to grab maximum marks in your exams. Synthesis and application of ciprofloxacin. Effects of crystal field stabilization energy. Crystal field stabilization energy is defined as the decrease in energy by the preferential filling of electrons in lower lying d orbitals. CFSE affects many properties of coordination complexes. Some of them are like magnetic properties, spectral properties, variation in ionic radii, lattice energy, hydration energy, etc. First, magnetic property. Magnetic property of a complex depends on number of unpaired electrons, and the number of unpaired electrons in a complex depends on splitting of d orbitals. If the field produced by the ligand is strong, then 10 dq is greater than the pairing energy, and we have low spin or spin paired complex. On the other hand, if the field produced by the ligand is weak, then 10 dq is less than pairing energy and high spin complex is formed. For example, hexafluoroiron 3, where fluoride is weak field ligand. Thus, it splits d orbital to a lesser extent. In this case, the energy gap 10 dq is less than the pairing energy, so pairing will not take place, and electron will be placed in both T2g and Eg orbitals. Here, all the electrons are unpaired, so this becomes high spin complex and is strongly paramagnetic in nature. On the other hand, hexacyanoiron 2, where cyanide is strong field ligand, and this splits d orbitals in larger extent. That means now 10 dq is very high, or we can say 10 dq is higher than the pairing energy. In this case, pairing of electrons takes place as the energy gap between T2g and Eg is very high. Now, as most of the electrons are paired, this complex becomes low spin complex and it is weakly paramagnetic in nature. This means the amount of energy gap between T2g and Eg orbitals decide if the molecule will be low spin or high spin. In other words, it determines the magnetic property of the complex. Even the strength of magnetic field can also be calculated from the number of unpaired electrons. Strength of magnetic field produced by electrons is called its magnetic moment, and it is given by equation mu s is equals to square root of n plus 2, where mu s is magnetic moment and n is number of unpaired electrons. So, if we calculate for the first complex where 5 unpaired electrons are present, it comes around 5.916. And for the second complex with only 1 unpaired electrons, it comes around 1.732. This clearly indicates the magnetic field produced by hexafluoroiron will be stronger than that of hexacyanoiron. Second, spectral properties. Coordination compounds are highly colored compounds. In coordination compounds, new energy orbitals T2g and Eg are produced due to splitting of d orbital, and the energy gap between these orbitals is almost equal to the energy of the radiation of the visible light, and therefore when dd transition of electrons from T2g to Eg orbital takes place, the emitted radiation have energy in visible region. That means from 400 to 800 nanometer wavelength, and therefore these compounds appear highly colored. Third, variation in ionic radii. As we know that T2g orbitals are directed in between the ligands and Eg orbitals are directed towards the ligand. So when electrons are added in T2g orbital, there will be less repulsion than in case of the electrons when they are added in Eg orbitals. This means as the number of electrons are added to T2g orbital, ionic radii goes on decreasing, and when they are added to Eg orbitals, ionic radii goes on increasing. If we plot a graph of ionic radii versus the number of electrons added, it will look like this. This is the case of low spin complex, where first only T2G orbitals are filled with 6 electrons. But when 7th electron is added to Eg orbital, ionic radii starts increasing, and it keeps on increasing as more and more electrons are added. In case of high spin complexes, where instead of pairing 4th electron goes to Eg orbitals, ionic radii starts increasing from 4th electrons itself, but it again starts decreasing as 6th electron is added back to T2G orbital. And finally, when 8th electron goes to Eg orbital, ionic radii starts increasing. Fourth, lattice energy. The lattice energy is the amount of energy released when ions are combined to make a crystalline solid compound. This means the amount of energy released when crystalline solids are formed. Lattice energy depends on the ratio of charge to ionic radii of both the ions. So, if ionic radii is high, lattice energy will be low and vice versa. In the graph, we have shown the lattice energy of divalent complexes of first transition series with fluoride ions. As ionic radii decreases from calcium to zinc ion, a double humped curve with two peaks is observed. The ions calcium, magnesium, and zinc lie on a nearly straight line because for these metal complexes, CFSE is 0. Two maxima on each curve are observed at vanadium and nickel. This is because in weak field ligand like of fluoride, vanadium and nickel have maximum CFSE. Fifth, hydration energy. Hydration energy is the amount of energy released when 1 mole of ions undergoes hydration or solvation. That means the amount of energy released when we dissolve 1 mole of crystalline solid in water. Hydration energy also depends on ionic radii. As smaller the radii, more is the interaction with water molecules. As in first series of transition elements, in their plus 2 state, the ionic radii decreases from scandium to zinc, which brings the ligands or water closer to the metal ion, resulting in the increased electrostatic attraction between the metal ion and the ligand. Consequently, the value of hydration energy increases. Now, if we plot the hydration energy of divalent ion of first row transition elements, it shows that there is no smooth increase as expected. Instead, it shows maxima at vanadium and nickel. This is because the ionic radii of vanadium and nickel are highest in case of strong field ligand like water molecule. So that was all about the effects of crystal field stabilization energy. I hope you like this video, and for more such videos, please subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends.